I've been in semiconductors now for over 3 decades, and I can tell you that this is the most excited I've ever been about what's going on in the semiconductor industry. I think we are about to enter the fourth great wave of growth and innovation in semiconductors.
What we see now is an explosion in startups for a variety of reasons. Innovation has to come from startups. And we're seeing this last screening cycle, we saw more companies and more higher quality companies from around the world. And about half of them are here in Silicon Valley.
We're seeing a bunch of AI startups. AI startups don't cost a lot of money to bring out. You know, you got to get a design, at least edge-based ones are pretty simple in terms of the architecture. The silicon isn't really expensive. It can be done on 28 nanometer, for example, very easily. And that makes it pretty cheap to bring out.
I do think that there are certain things right now that make it more affordable for companies to build chips, but I think you still have to have people that are going to be writing software on the chips, and people cost money, regardless of how you can squash the chip development itself from tape outs and whatnot. So I don't know, I'm a believer that it's going to have to be dispersed workforce outside of the Valley to make that happen, and the companies that will be successful are ones that can actually figure out how to do that and be successful with it.
But we do have to have, there is an importance to having some sort of critical mass here, which is near the customers in this sort of environment, which I think does make a big difference.
I think if you're in this valley long enough, you see things circle, right? There was a period of time where all of the system companies gave up their semiconductor arm. But what we see now is TI bought a 12-inch fab to do analog. Bosch is building a fab. Apple is doing significant hardware. Google is doing significant hardware. Amazon is doing significant hardware. Facebook is doing significant hardware.
A lot of that innovation is going to be done here in the Valley. You're seeing the VC money start to come in, as you mentioned, Jim. And so that's why I believe that we are going to see a return of silicon to Silicon Valley.